Kakal alongside Studio 758 on the Bubbly Correctional Facility. Hey, make it right. Choose life. Me no want the more cans in the ghetto. To all the youth man say no, no, no. Me no want the more cans in the ghetto. To all the youth man say no, no, no. Up north, no, no, no. Down south, no, no, no. In the east, no, no, no. Down in the west, no, no, no.
Bring value to your nation. Crime and violence must done.
Why don't you think about your education?
Crime and violence must done.
Practice conflict resolution.
Crime and violence must done.
Think about the family and loved ones.
Crime and violence must done.
Me no want the more cans in the ghetto. To all the youth man say no, no, no. Me no want the more cans in the ghetto. To all the youth man say no, no, no.
Finding a resolution to crime is all of our business. Step up. Please do your part.
Thanks for staying with us. We've had to make a few adjustments here on the platform, but my first guest on Beyond the Headlines this morning is already connected on the Flow platform, and I'll introduce him momentarily. You would have heard the public service announcement on two occasions this morning. We don't want no more guns in the ghetto. Say no, no, no. Sgt Callix Xavier is Sergeant of Police, and he's also an entertainer, well-known and well-loved entertainer. He has an accomplished history spanning some 25 years in the St. Lucia Police Force, and also as an entertainer here in St. Lucia. He is the first ever Police Calypso Monarch. Did you know? A title he gained in 2002. Kakal has won the title of a national Soca Monarch on two occasions, in 2003 and in 2007. He's a songwriter, and he's penned several pieces for participants in the National Calypso Competition, also the Inter Commercial House competition as well. And he has, as a writer, won titles on 3 consecutive occasions, 2015, 2016, and 2017. Sgt Callix Xavier has always been keen on forging a positive link between the police force and the influence of entertainment and the music industry. He believes that entertainment and music can be used as an effective tool in advancing crime fighting efforts. The public service announcement, which you just heard, was produced as part of a collaboration with 758 Studios and the Bodley Correctional Facility. Kakal is on with us. My producers tell me, can we say good morning? Good morning, King Kakal. He's not here with us. I am told. Can we play the PSA one more time? Don? Let's play the PSA one more time, and by then we should have sorted out a few changes on the platform this morning. We have a Kakal, who's just produced a public service announcement, will run again shortly. And we also have a scheduler, former magistrate this morning, and Father Albert Speaks, the very much vocal and outspoken religious leader. Father Albert, you recall his Sunday sermons and Sufra. We'll have one of those right here this morning on the platform. Continue to stay with us. Don, if it's ready, let's bring across again the public service announcement, produce a collaborative effort between 758 Studios and the Bodley Correctional Facility.
King Kakal alongside Studio 758 on the Bubbly Correctional Facility. Hey, make it right. Choose life. Me no want the more cans in the ghetto. To all the youth man say no, no, no. Me no want the more cans in the ghetto. To all the youth man say no, no, no.
nation. Crime and violence must done.
Why don't you think about your education?
Crime and violence must done.
Practice conflict resolution.
Crime and violence must done.
Think about the family and loved ones.
Crime and violence must done.
Me no want no more cans in the ghetto. To all the youth man say no, no, no. Me no want no more cans in the ghetto. To all the youth man say no, no, no.
Finding a resolution to crime is all of our business. Step up. Please do your part.
No, no, no. The public service announcement, PSA, you see the voice and the image there of Kakal. Several of the administrators and inmates at the Borderley Correctional Facility also featured in that production as well. Patch through his audio and then perhaps we'll walk him through or just wait on the video connection. Good morning, Kakal. Sergeant, good morning.
Morning, sir.
Nice to have you on with us. Very, very important discussion we must have on the production. But let's walk you through. I want to connect the video feed. The audio is fine on this end. If you just rejoin the meeting, we'll patch through the video feed as well.
I will do that.
Nice. So just stay with us, St. Lucia. King Kakal is on. I would have given you his resume, 25 years service in the Royal St. Lucia Police Force as an active officer. He is also a well-known and loved soca artiste and musician here on the island, having won the National Monarch on 2 occasions. As a writer, he has won titles as a writer, Inter Commercial House on 3 consecutive occasions, 2015, 16, and 17. Kakal, thanks so much for making the adjustment. I see his video now, producers. So if we can just stabilize it, nice. Excellent. We can patch through the video now, is it? Yeah, let's...
So can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Let's just increase his audio down just a bit. Thanks so much for staying with us, St. Lucia. The video is crisp as well. Put Kakal on screen so St. Lucia could see that face that they've grown to know and love for so many years. Good morning. How are you, man?
I'm feeling well.
Nice.
Well rested.
Give thanks for that. We've heard the PSA on 3 occasions this morning, and it's been making the rounds on social media as well. How did the idea come about?
Well, it was an idea that I had. It's a couple of years in the making, where I contacted Studio 758, which is managed by Irvin Lochter and Ferguson Joseph.
Yeah.
I contacted them to do a Christmas round with me to all the various police stations, north, south, east, west, and we'll do jingles with certain individuals, persons who have just gotten themselves involved with the law. Ben contacted me about 2 weeks ago. He told me, what about the idea that you have? Right now, I think the country really needs that, so let's get something going. So we decided to switch it from a Christmas to a all year round PSA. And that's what had us to bring forth this PSA with the involvement of Borderley Correctional Facility, Mr. Vern Gard.
Nice, a real collaboration there. Tell us about the message that you're sharing.
Well, the message is crime and violence must done. When you speak into the youth, you need to speak in a language that they can understand and they could relate to. So we had to get a tagline, a theme, so we could have it spread all over the country. So we came up with the theme, crime and violence must done, because we realized it's affecting everybody, it's affecting the country, it's affecting those persons who might say, well, it's not affecting me, it just hasn't reached them as yet, or they have not noticed it as yet. It's affecting the entire country on the international front.
Absolutely. And the messaging is one, Kakal, that we've heard. And Sergeant, I know you wouldn't mind me calling you by the moniker Kakal.
Yeah.
But it's a message that we've heard for a number of years through various mediums. Using music now to get the message across, how more effective would you see it reaching the target audience, the use of the music?
Yes. Before we released the PSA, I sat with Pen and we were just discussing. Sometimes you do these things, you release it, but you always get the negativity. That's something we expected. Persons to say, well, it has been a wrong. I'm not saying that you saying that, but it has been a wrong. So many years, persons talking about violence must done, stop the violence, and it's still going on. I think the messages should be more on social media. It should be more on the television. Because what is happening, the opposite side, which is getting the negativity into the minds of the youth, is more accessible on social media. If you look at some of the lyrics in certain songs that are right now being aired in St. Lucia and over social media, it's readily accessible. Every child, every young person is on that. So it has a psychological effect on them. It's like even games now, you see Grand Theft Auto and other games, persons have firearms shooting one another, stealing vehicles, and that is what is being sold to the youth. So the negativity, as I said, is really causing a psychological effect on the young persons. We need more positive messages out there, just like they get in the bad ones. And the family itself, I mean, the mother, the father, parenting is very important. It plays a significant role in there.
You're absolutely correct, but just bear with me. Where I was going is, I've heard the messaging in different forms. I was asking you, now that you're using it in music, and you're correct, we have to see and hear the messaging more. How more effective would you see it now that we're using the musical genre?
Yeah, I find it very effective, and we intend to do more with it in the next few weeks. We will be contacting you again to let you know the plans, because I have not discussed it with the heads of the RSLPF as yet. We just had a preliminary discussion, but we're gonna be further send out the message to the schools and the communities.
Excellent. Let's talk about the production a bit. Go ahead.
As I was saying, it will be done in the form of the arts to show off talent of the young persons instead of just sending out a message. It will be something different. It is something we want something to stay in their mind. We need them to trod on the right path.
Excellent. We look forward to the engagement. Let's talk about the production a bit. How long did it take, and speak to the collaboration with Borderley, some of the faces that we see in there?
Okay. If I must say, we came up there knowing the capabilities of Mr. Lobster and Mr. Joseph and myself. We came up there with just a few ideas, and as we walked through, we started putting the stuff together, the whole idea together. Because we are no rookies to the music industry, writing and also even videography, knowing what you want.
Absolutely.
You might direct, but not. We can't really put down a video together. Yeah, so it was very smooth. We had, as I said, Mr. Verngard, who had a lot prepared already for us with the inmates, and it was a voluntary thing. So this is what really brought out the power in the message, to see inmates who may have committed some offense coming forward to see, well, this is not the St. Lucia that we want, and we really want to change things around. It was really touching to see they coming through and just joining on board the PSA.
Nice that you raised that point. Engage me a bit on that, because oftentimes we see, and I'm not saying that's what it is in this example here, but oftentimes we see PSAs and the persons are just actors, but you're saying in your engagement at the prison, it seems like the inmates have gone through some rehabilitation, and even not so, they still have some concern for their country, St. Lucia.
Yes, sir. Well, it's not only the inmate, it's everybody involved. When I got the call from Penn, it is nothing to say, well, they got $10,000 from the government, or I got any money from the government. It was something where, or even the inmates are getting anything from it. It's just something that's from the heart. We're seeing that that's not the St. Lucia that we knew, and that's not the road that we want St. Lucia to go down. So we voluntarily went through to give such a great production.
Excellent. And the feedback has been positive thus far. It's been making the rounds.
Very, very positive. I was just looking at one share and one person's profile, and it took over probably about 300 shares. That was only one person. And I have not seen videos in a long time getting that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You have a plan to take this PSA on the road to the various schools and perhaps hotspot areas?
Yes, we do. As I'm saying, it's just in the preliminaries. We need to discuss further. I have a head.
Yes.
Morning, Miss B, Commissioner Pelius. Morning to you. You should be listening now. We must discuss to get the way forward.
Yeah, excellent. Normally, and just engage me a few more questions. Nice that you have the backing of the police commissioner, Commissioner Pelius, because normally we see policing as boots on the streets. Talk about these social interventions that professionals like yourself are doing through music and other social engagement programs that can help us in this national fight.
Yes, sir. I believe it's a responsibility of every entertainer. There is power in music, not only music, but even as an adult who knows better, walking along the streets, seeing certain things happening. Somebody may say, that's not my business, this is you. They might just come out and do me something. It's your responsibility. We often heard the saying that it takes a village to raise a child, and I don't know where that went, but it is still there. It takes a village to raise a child. I know some of us see things, we do things, and we see things, and we give the excuse that we're not going to tell the police or not get it to the authorities. I always believe, yes, in as much as every profession have individuals who are questionable, we, the police, we are trying our best to get this scourge of crime under control.
Yeah, we've seen the increase in the patrols. We've seen the increase in the strategic stop and search operations. The mood amongst police officers still high, and the commitment still there.
Of course. Oh yes, it is. Because when you take that oath, you know what you're getting into, and you need to stick to it. Excellent.
Finally, from me to you, I wouldn't delve too much into the policing matters this morning. I know you were not prepared for that. But what is your message as an entertainer and as a police officer to our society now? All members of our society, the perpetrators, the families of some of the victims, and those who are perhaps on the sidewalks, just looking, some in fear. What do you say to our people here in St. Lucia?
Well, I really want to send out the message that it starts with you. You must have a conscience. It starts with you. And the change begins with you. If you say to yourself, no more, will I stand by the wayside and see things happening, the little that you do could help. I was speaking to some individual who witnessed a crime over 7 years ago, and it's still hunting her. She never called the police to tell the police exactly what went on. And that is why she had to talk it out, right? And these are the kind of effects that it will have on you when you know you did not do what was right. There are several media. The same way, it never ceases to amaze me how persons could get videos of police officers interacting with the public, and they cannot get videos of criminals committing offenses and sending it on social media the same way to show that you were the one who did it, right? We want persons to understand that when they start changing, the society will change. Because even with every organization, the product of society will infiltrate this organization. So it starts with the family. It starts with the proper parenting. Mothers and fathers, you all are not your children's friends. You all must take control as parents. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Kakal, I'd love to have you on another time. I think it's your second time on the program in your capacity as an entertainer.
Yes.
My advice, honest advice, I think there's value in the public seeing and hearing from officers like yourself more frequently.
Yes.
I know you have a press relations department, but my humble advice, people like yourself, Officer Matthews, Inspector De Freitas, and all those who have shown the willingness to come forward, let us make this a regular thing. If you come forward more often, the public will have more confidence in seeing and hearing from you and supporting the work that you're doing.
Yeah, because you see, when a lot of persons have expressed the sentiments that when persons like me speaking to them, they don't only see the uniform, because I don't know if it's because of the entertainment and walking through the streets and just being a normal individual out of uniform. That in itself has a connection, and even in the entertainment, the fans, it has an impact which is totally different than just wearing the uniform. So you're quite correct about that.
Yeah, we'll make it happen. Thanks again. Excellent representation as always, King Kakal, Sergeant. Thanks for coming, and kudos, job well done to Studio 758, the collaboration of Mr. Verngard and the Bodley Correctional Facility and yourself. Job well done.
And also, not forgetting the Commissioner of Police. When she got the call, she said to me, I know it's positive, the resources are there, get it going. Yes. So what we did, I sent her the text first for her to approve, and that was it. She's 100% behind this positive move.
Excellent. Thanks for that.
Okay. Thank you very much, sir.
You most
Bye,
welcome.
St. Lucia.
All right, and good morning to you. I'm King Kakal, Sergeant of Police. He's put together a public service announcement calling for an end to the senseless killing that we've seen over the past few weeks here, and calling for us to play our role as a society to get the situation under control. Before the commercial breakdown, let's just play the public service announcement one more time. I know our management here at Hot 7, Mr. Patrick Smith, and everybody would ensure that this is put into circulation as part of our programming. But here on Good Morning St. Lucia, presented, if you haven't heard or seen it, King Kakal in this collaboration with Studio 758 and the Bodley Correctional Facility.